I will reveal the real reason Grandmaster remember games from 10 years ago, while you can't even recall your match from last week. It's not because they have better memory. You have probably heard that 1,000 times. Grandmasters have insane recall. But here is the truth. It has nothing to do with the memory. In fact, if you play one random position in front of them, they can't even remember that. Yet, show them a position from real game and suddenly they remember the move, the plan and even the emotion they felt on the very move. And once you understand why that happens, you will be able to train your brain to remember your games exactly like a Grandmaster does. Imagine this. Two players finish a rapid game. One shrugs, turns off the board. Game forgotten in 5 minutes. The other one sits back, closes his eyes and replays the entire game in his head from move 1 to the final tactic. He isn't gifted. He is using a system. The biggest mistake we all make, we try to remember games as a list of moves. Grandmasters don't remember moves, they remember stories. They see the openings as chapter 1. This is where I took space on the queen side. They see middle games as chapter 2. This is where I started attacking the king. They see the end game as chapter 3. This is where he blundered and I finished the game. Once you break your games into chapters, your brain stops treating it like a 40 random move and starts treating it like a story. And we don't forget stories. In the next 60 seconds, I will show you exactly how to split your games into chapters so that you can replay the games like a Grandmaster does. First, the opening. Most beginners see it as a blur of moves. E4, E5, Knight F3 and nothing sticks. Here is the secret. Look for purpose behind each move. Every opening has a goal. Control the center, develop pieces and prepare for the middle game. When you see it like that, chapter 1 becomes a story. I claimed the center, developed my knights and set up a bishop battery. You are not memorizing the moves, you are memorizing the plot and that sticks. Grandmasters don't remember the moves, they remember the positions that mattered. Every tactical idea, every exchange, every sacrifice, they tie it to an emotion, fear, excitement, tension. To do this yourself, pick key moments in the middle game. Ask yourself, why did I make this move? Give it a label. King side attack begins here. Pawn break on d5. A knight sacrifice for an initiative. Suddenly chapter 2 is alive in your mind. You can replay it. Because your brain loves meaningful moments, not lists. Finally, the end game. Even if it's just 3 moves, it's the climax of your story. Label it. Checkmate sequence. Opposition struggle. A pawn promotion race. Connect it to the feeling. Relief. Victory or tension. When you do this consistently for every game, your memory automatically organizes itself. You start seeing games as playable narratives. And just like Grandmasters, you will remember them years later. So here is the takeaway. Grandmasters don't have magical memory, they have structured memory. They convert games into chapters, plots and emotions. If you start doing this today, games that vanished after 5 minutes will now live in your mind as stories you can replay anytime. And that, my friend, is how you start thinking like a Grandmaster.